Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and today I'm here to bring you guys a Bleach Chapter 562 prediction. Alright, I know some of you guys out there probably think my voice sounds a little bit weird in this video, and that's only because I'm just now getting over a cold. But before I get started on the actual prediction slash synopsis slash review part of the video, I want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to a friend of mine slash reviewer, Ryu Itachi. He makes a number of different anime videos. He does Bleach views, Bleach reviews occasionally, Naruto reviews occasionally, but he mainly covers a lot of other variety of anime and manga. Does one-shot reviews in case some of you guys aren't familiar with one-shots, and he even does After Effects videos. So if you guys aren't for sure what After Effects videos are, they're basically special effects where you may look like you're doing different anime techniques or superpower techniques. Like he has a video where he looks like he's doing like Yusuke's spirit gun, and he also has a video where I think he does like Shadow Clone or the Rasengan, a number of different things. So go ahead and check out his channel. He has Yumacon content there as well. Actually, there's some videos with me on Yumacons. If you wanted to see that on his channel, you can see that as well. You can even hear the voice actor who does the voice of Aizen call me a transcendent bug, which, you have to see the video to see what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's get on to this week's prediction. And like I said, check it out in the description below. His channel is going to be right down there. But anyway, this chapter of Bleach. Now, to summarize it in short, I would just say Recoome made a special appearance. And the reason why I say Recoome, you cannot tell me that he doesn't give you that Recoome-like vibe. Everything he's doing right now, against the Shinigami. This Masked Quincy, I guess you can call him Stern Little or letter S. I don't know, man. I don't really like him that much, but I kind of don't see how he's that strong. How he's just smack him around because when it starts off, Kensei, of course, is still trying to give him the beat down, and it's pretty much like a boxing match. And this guy is catching Kensei's punches, and he just throws him to the ground, breaks Kensei's arm, and is getting ready to pretty much finish him off. And he's just like, "Oh, looks like I don't even need to count to the count of 10." And then we even see Rose, of course. He goes Bankai. Now, when he went Bankai, at first you're like, "Oh shit, it's going down. Let's see how this is." And his Bankai, it's pretty cool. It's illusionary, so I guess you have two visors that have illusionary Bankais. Except the difference with his, which is the difference between I guess Eyes and Shikai, and so is um, Shinji Shikai, is the fact that his illusions somewhat become real. Like if your mind, I guess, believes it, or you actually think you're getting attacked by like certain elements, then it actually becomes a reality. So he starts to hurt him a little bit. But then that's when but since it's actually revolves around music and sound, like which is how it actually works, he basically just like destroys his eardrums, happens to crush his eardrums, and from that point on, he's not even affected by his Bankai anymore. Which seems like the visors for some reason have a habit of saying exactly how their Bankai works. Like, I would have just been like, hey, I'm happen to be a unique Bankai user or something like that can use two different elements. But instead, he told him, yeah, it is an illusion. And it's like, I don't know, these visors need to learn. But anyway, right after that point, the dude does basically Recoom's like eraser cannon, I would say. I think that's what it was called, back in DBZ. But he does some superstar cannon from his head and basically makes a star formation right in Rose's chest. At first, when I looked at that panel, it kind of confused me. I thought he literally had blew him in two, but he just blew a hole through him. And then Rose passes out. And then right when he's getting ready to finish him off, then that's when... Oh, yeah, I also forgot to mention the fact that they did kill the little guy named James. Or Rose killed him off while Kensei was fighting. But anyway, at the end of the chapter, he gets ready to try to finish him off, and then he fires the beam at him, and that's when Renji appears out of nowhere, stops the attack, and I like what Renji kind of said, because the whole thing that this Masked Quincy he's been going on about is that he's a hero, he's a star, and he was obviously gonna beat Rose for killing a quote unquote innocent man. And that's basically making it seem like the Shinigami are the villains and he's the hero. And that's when Renji appears at the end of the chapter. The guy says, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Another villain." I find that kind of epic. Especially Renji when he pulled up like his his shade, and just went ahead and said that. I don't know, Renji. You cannot say Renji didn't seem badass at this chapter at the end of the week, or at the end of the chapter this week. But to pretty much just say how I felt about it. Now, my feeling towards this chapter is going to be a little bit different than what the rating is actually going to be because I don't want to really hold a lot of bias towards it. But I didn't enjoy the Visored beatdown only because I'm a big fan of the Visors, and on top of that, why the heck are the Visors getting thrown around? Not even holofying. Like I have a huge problem with that. Like why are they're captains and they have the ability to holofy? I feel like you should be stronger than the normal captain, but instead they're getting thrown around like I mean constantly. The Visors have been thrown around in the past several arcs, since they've made appearances and like they're nothing. I mean, if you look back in the freaking Fate Cutter Kurotan arc, it took Rose and freaking what's his name's Love to take on Stark together, and they were getting their butts whooped. You have Kiraku walk up just Shikai slash beat freaking Stark, and then now you have two Visors trying to take on one dude. Can't even do it together. I'm just like, what? I mean, come on, y'all got Hollow Mask and everything. I mean, if the struggle really became real, they could have just been like, all right, I'm about to quit playing, throw on a mask. I mean, Kensei, why not? I mean, you might as well just throw it on with your Bankai. That should amplify your power, I'm assuming. So, I mean, I didn't like that. But I don't really want to hold it too much against the chapter itself because, that would just be my bias as a fan wanting to see the Visors thrive more. But I think it would make a lot more sense if they went ahead and did that. Now, the chapter, as far as what it actually did, I mean, I feel like it was pretty cool. I mean, it was basically just a simple fighting chapter. We got to see a Bankai, so that's something that's always a plus because we need to see a lot of these different Bankais. So I'm glad Kubo is kind of starting to knock them out now. The cliffhanger was definitely good with Renji making an appearance. I definitely like the line that Renji said. So I don't really have any complaints about this week's Bleach chapter. It was pretty simple. Do I think that the pacing was good? I mean, I feel like the chapter, actually did what it was supposed to do. So I don't really have any huge problems with that. We didn't really get too many new revelations other than his Bankai or whatnot. We didn't find anything different. And they did kill little guy, so I don't know if he's actually dead. I don't know if there's some mystery going on right there because I have a feeling that maybe, either this is going to make the guy stronger somehow or he's not actually dead. There's some other secret behind his power. Because it seems a bit too early for that, for him to just be like down for the count. He didn't really seem too worried. I mean, he was. He acted like he was a little pissed off that the little guy died, but it wasn't like, oh shit, I lost my power. So I don't know. As far as what my rating would actually be for this week's chapter, it was a pretty decent Bleach chapter. I mean, I don't know if I want to go with captain level rating this week, but I'll go with because I feel like the thing that really made the chapter was the cliffhanger. I mean, unless you want to count Rose going Bankai, but at the end, I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't something that I think was that hyped up to begin with, like Rose's Bankai. So I don't really see a point in really saying that made the chapter for the week. I really think it was Renji being the cliffhanger, and I expect a lot for him. Now that he trained with the Royal Guard, and I like how they're starting to showcase his character. At least with this starting off with this chapter, showing that he's grown, he's become stronger. That he's no longer just like Byakuya's lieutenant or vice captain. That he's going to be something more from this point forward. It's just the thing that irritates me as a fan is just like, okay, I like Renji too, but I mean, I don't think he should just be, the Visored savior when they freaking got Hollow Mask and Bankai's, and they've been captains for years and all that. So I mean, I don't know, man. I don't mind him coming to say. I think it's pretty epic, but I just would have liked the Visors to actually, I don't know, do more. But yeah, cliffhanger, good. Way they're starting to set up for Renji's character to really do some big stuff in this particular war. I think it's really good. So I don't know. I'm gonna give this chapter. The beginning was pretty. I mean, it was pretty entertaining. So I'm gonna go with vice captain. Vice captain level rating. I don't think it really deserves anything higher than that. I don't think it was a bad chapter. Yeah, bad chapter would would be way worse rating than that. But I think it's pretty decent chapter. Nothing to really call home about, but did have a pretty exciting cliffhanger. But I think next week's chapter will be a pretty awesome one. I mean, I'm expecting Renji to basically take on the role of Goku next week. Since I did say that, I do think this guy kind of reminds me of somewhat like a Recoome. And you can't say, not because this guy, is kind of ditzy and acts kind of silly, kind of like how Recoome did with the whole Ginyu Force thing. So, I do think that next week, I mean, Renji he blocked this shot with no problem whatsoever. So I'm feeling like he's probably going to be fighting this guy just with Shikai. Maybe once the guy goes like final holy form and starts to give a little difficulty, then maybe we'll see a Bankai come out. Plus, they have a little bit of a grudge match too, so we're all been waiting for them to actually duke it out. Renji to get his revenge and show this dude what he's really made of. I'm expecting this Bankai to look different, and act different, and him to have way greater control. I know. Actually, I would kind of like it if Reggie's Bankai changed in a way where his arm or his body actually became that of a baboon somewhat. Like he has like kind of like more like how Ichigo's Bankai is, where he's cloaked in his Bankai. But I don't want it to stay like that. I want him to still be able to use like the whole long range weapon sort of deal. But I don't know. I want him to be able to actually, I don't know, be cloaked in power at the same time. If that makes any sense. Like basically, how he had when he would go Bankai, he kind of had this jacket on him, which kind of symbolized like bamboo fur, or not bamboo, baboon fur. I said bamboo fur. I kind of would like it to where maybe his arms bulked up a little bit. Maybe he could do like a super punch or something like that with his arms. Maybe that he can duke a little bit. He can fight a little bit as far as strength with the guy. Do a little bit physically as far as that's concerned, as well as have still be able to maybe throw a chain or do something long range. Just change it up a little bit for Renji is all I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as what I think is going to happen. More epic action between those two. Probably going to start off Renji. Well, the guy's probably going to try a bunch of stuff next week. I'm definitely expecting Stern Lever S to be trying all type of techniques to try to hurt Renji. Renji's probably going to just be dusting them off like they're nothing. And then if it's anything like how Kubo usually likes to do things, then Renji at the end of the chapter will probably pull an Ichigo and probably be like, okay, now let me show you what I'm really made of. Kind of like how Ichigo did against Aizen, when he fought against him in his butterfly mode. And at the end of the chapter, I think there was one particular chapter where, when Aizen tried all this crazy shit on him, and then Ichigo ran up to him and gave him one slash. Now with the cliffhanger, I'm picturing the cliffhanger pretty much being like that for Bleach chapter 562. So those are my thoughts. I don't know Rukia where she's gonna play a role in all this. She may just sit by and watch, while this is going on, or she may run off and go somewhere. I actually could see that being something that they kind of ask in next week's chapter. Maybe Stern Red Lever S will also say, where's that girl that, or maybe not where's that girl, but where's the other power that came with you? And he's probably gonna be like, oh, she's taking care of some other business. So next week's chapter may even have a small piece in it setting up for Rukia's fight, but not really diving into it. Of course, I think this is gonna mainly be the focus next week since that's the cliffhanger, and Kubo kind of hyped it up for at least a couple chapters now. So expect a lot. It's going to be a great chapter of Bleach next week. My rating again is Vice Captain level. Tell me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Don't forget to go ahead and check out Ryu Itachi's channel. And don't forget to share this video so everyone else out there can actually take a look at it and give their thoughts on it as well. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.